There are a ton of institutions in our world, and one of the small institutions right here is this place, DELVIN'S. This man started a restaurant here in town and really started a revolution in how we think about business and neighborhoods. It's all a part of my Urban Amarillo. Welcome to Urban Amarillo. I'm here with our man, Chef Delvin Wilson. Delvin, you really started a renaissance in North Heights. There weren't many businesses coming here. And you said, listen, I love cooking. You cooked all over the world. And you wanted to start something to build a legacy. And you stuck out on a limb, a bold limb, when others weren't even trying to think this way. And you built Delvin's right here in the heart of North Heights. What was the thinking behind that, and how scary was it?
I would say the thinking behind it was being in the culinary industry, going to school for it. I've always said if the opportunity presented itself and I was in a position to do something, that I would take that leap of faith. And that's basically what it is, leap of faith. So it was just a matter of time. I think it was my destiny. I mean, I was destined to do what I'm doing right now, and that is to do my own thing.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate to work at some of the nicest country clubs in the world, as well as working for Baptist Community Service, Park Place Towers. They're one of the leaders in their industry as far as what they do in terms of memory care, in terms of assisted living, in terms of just the things that they do, man. So to do it on a bigger scale like that, you know, feeding 1,500 people a day, to come down to doing something like this, it's cakewalk, yeah. You know, for me, in that aspect.
In the industry.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that is the hallmark of Delvin's is the food. Let's be honest. I mean, unique the salads, the briskets, and the portions are what always come back when people say, wow, this is home for you, isn't it? This is like you're cooking for your family,
exactly,
for the family reunion. Your blood, sweat, and tears are in these recipes, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the recipes are my mother's recipes as well as mine's, my wife's mother. So, you know, it's just a little bit of everything, family. You know, so, you know, growing up, my kids growing up, I have five children, 4 girls and 1 boy.
Yeah.
So, you know, them growing up, there was always somebody at the house, a friend of theirs, a friend of one of the girls. So, and one of the things that we always done was feed them.
Yeah.
You know, so opening up a restaurant, I wanted to do that same kind of experience here.
Yeah.
In terms of making sure you get fed and you leave with a full stomach.
One of the things you told me in the first few years of opening this business is you wanted to own the building. You had seen over the course of your career guys who'd open restaurants, rented a building, they become successful, the rent gets raised, they start moving around. It's a rare combination. Usually you think of like cooking maybe as an art, being a chef.
Right.
And they might lack on the business side. Some musicians are great musicians, they lack on the business side. But you have a strong business mentality. Where'd that come from? That
came from country clubs. You know, in country clubs, you can be the best chef in the world, you can put out the best product. But man, if you're running a 60%, 70% food cost, you're losing the money.
Right.
You know, and being a private owned institution, a country club, and you have members, you know, a lot of places say, okay, well, members, fork out your checkbook, let's write a check for this. Well, you get some clubs that are not that fortunate, and you have to get kind of creative.
Yeah.
And I've been pretty lucky to see both ends of it, clubs that are wealthy and clubs that wasn't so. And as a result of it, you had to build it up. So give you a prime example. I went to one club, man, they had about 250 members when I first went in and took the place over. One of the things was the vendors, we didn't have money for them. They load the groceries back on the truck, taking it with them.
They're going with it. They're like, I'll be back. We'll be back.
Yeah. So and I said to myself, man, what I got myself into, you know?
Yeah.
And it kind of scared me. But you know what, man? The GM was such a genuine guy. He was so good. And man, I stuck it out with him.
Yeah.
A year later, we went from 250 members to 700 with a lockout. He was the hottest ticket in town.
Wow.
And that's a good feeling, man, knowing that you can go in, take a facility, and turn it around. And that's pretty much what I did, man. And we did it just by being consistent. Okay, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Being consistent, putting out a good product, not buying the cheapest, not buying the most expensive, but buying a good product, man, and putting it on that plate. And we did that, man. So we gave people value for their buck. And as a result, man, I mean, I watched that place, man, flourish. I stayed at that place for 5 years. And I tell you what, man, we did everything from March of Dimes to cancer research, hosted a lot of events, fundraisers, meeting a lot of people. And that's what it's pretty much all about. So that's kind of where that came from in terms of, you know, getting in, man, you're doing golf tournaments, tennis events, you're doing wine dinners. And with all those different types of twists and turns, you get different types of exposure also as well. And you get pretty creative, you know. We would have prime rib left over. And it wasn't enough for a couple orders. I would take that prime rib, man, and turn it into a beef vegetable soup. You know, sell it for $6 a cup, $8 a bowl. So, you know, like I said, you get creative. It's not that you know, instead of throwing it away, you know, you kind of more or less recycling, and that's become some of the best stuff.
That is. Now, in the short time, we can throw back to the hallmark restaurants here, Alexander's Barbecue. There's just so many that build the legacy. Seasoned D's Barbecue is one of those. And you stepped in at a time when the hygiene really died.
Exactly.
The businesses were moving out. You had chain convenience stores and that sort of thing. But you've come here and you created a refuge for everybody, of all ages, all colors, all creeds. Was it important to you to prove that you could succeed on Hughes Street in North Heights, and it didn't have to be Bell Street, it didn't have to be Sauncey?
That's a good question. You know, a lot of people looked at me and said, man, are you sure you know what you're doing? You know, I don't know, it's kind of risque, but you know, think about it. You know, if you got a good, clean environment, you got good food, people will come.
They will come.
You know, and I've always believed that. I've always took that to heart, and this was no different. The thing that sweetened the deal for me here is you hit it right on the head. How many people, chefs, can say, hey, man, not only do I own my own business, but I own the building.
I own the building.
I own the dirt. I own the land. That's the difference. And that was the lure for me. Right there. You know, and I figured, hey, if it doesn't work, I could always sell it. I could lease it. Or I could just board it up and move out and get another chef job and then try it again. Exactly. You know, so looking at it from that aspect, man, it was a no-brainer for me. You know, besides that, look around here. There's nothing over here. Nothing. No laundromat, no nothing. You got churches. You have houses.
A couple of bodegas.
Exactly. But no businesses. So looking at that, man, to me, to do something and then to see it flourish the way that it is, man, it's a win-win. You know, so I just thank God for giving me an opportunity and having the foresight to see this.
During the pandemic, you know, restaurants took it hard. Hours had to change how you did things. You did something even more unique. Even after the governor changed the alert level, most of the people who work in this building are your family. And you felt a deep sense to keep it safe. And it was safety over $1. You could have rushed and opened up and said, yeah, let's do it. I need money. But you said, no, I have to take care of the people who depend on me, my family, my employees. Was that tough, man? Was that tough?
It was very, very tough. It was very tough because, you know, it's hard to say, hey, are you vaccinated or you're not? You don't want to infringe on people's rights. But in the same instance, too, you have to take care of yourself. You know, one of the things that really kind of had me on the fence out there as far as on that, you know, people don't know this, but I have an underlying heart condition. You see what I'm saying? So not only did I have to make it safe for everybody else, but I had to make it safe for me. You know, so in doing that, I didn't want to offend anybody, but then also too, I still wanted to kind of get creative and make it to where people could still come out and enjoy Delvin's. And one of the ways we did that was we did curb service. Where we came out, took your order, brought it to you, you call it in, and as a result of it, So man, those things really, really, really helped. And it really, really helped me get over the border. And then also too, we were doing, I had baby back ribs that I was buying. So I was doing rib dinners for $25. You know, so you can come in and get a slab of ribs, potato salad and beans, you know, for 25 bucks. You know what I'm saying? That's a meal, exactly.
And leftover, you got lunch tomorrow.
There you go. You know, so we did that, man. That really, really helped us out, and it really, really tied us over too. You know, so and that's one of the things you have to do, man. When the country is hurting, the community is hurting. You know, if I get a good deal on pork steaks or whatever, I try to make a meal out of it to feed the masses and make it real feasible for them. And that's one of the things that kind of helped me out.
We talk a lot about legacy, and I know what kind of man you are. You're a humble guy. You never want to be in the front of the parade. You fade to the back a lot of times. Even though it might be your whole hand, you don't want to be up front. But let's talk about what this means as far as your legacy and what it means to the community who's looking from the outside in on, number one, your hard work. Because if anybody thinks this is not hard work, they lost their mind.
Yeah. Well, you know, my dad always told me, what you put into life is what you get out of it. So if you don't put anything in it, don't expect to get anything out of it. And that is true. That's 100% true. And that's my life right there in a nutshell. So I would tell anybody, any young man, if I could do it, you could do it. I've worked hard for corporations. I worked hard for country clubs. I worked hard for individuals. And I put my best and I put my all into it. And if I can do good on that level, why not do it for yourself? So there again, I said I'm blessed to be able to have a talent, to be able to exploit it and use it the way that I do. But you're definitely right. I'm not the one that really pull my own chain or blow my own horn. You can look good one day.
Next day.
You know what I'm saying? So
throwing you back in the lap.
Exactly. So that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of behind the scenes, man. You have to. It's not the big things that are going to kill you. It's the small things that's going to get you. You know what I mean? So that's what I kind of take care of. I kind of take care of the small stuff. I let my family come out here and take care of the big items, and man, it's good. It's a good transition for us.
Well, I'll tell you this: you are a pioneer, really, in this community. You decided to open a business here in a place that most businesses would succeed. You devoted your heart and soul to it, and with that, you just didn't open the door for others. You kicked it open, and it started a burgeoning of clothiers, restaurants. In different things that said, yeah, I can be viable for the whole city from this neighborhood.
Right.
And it's so very important. And it changed the way a lot of people look at North Hollywood. And I don't know if this neighborhood, this community, this city will ever repay you for that.
Wow.
That people carry themselves with a little bit more pride when they say, you got to go to DELVIN'S. And that's what you did. That's what a simple restaurant selling simple food made such a historic and legendary mark.
Wow,
a renaissance.
Wow,
and we're grateful. I'm grateful as a lifelong resident of the city. I'm grateful. I'm proud. And that's what makes you a beautiful part of it.
Wow, well, man, thank you, man. Those are some kind words.
It's everywhere.
And I appreciate you. I really do. You know, I'm not trying to do anything, man, outside of what I do. You know, it's just. Like I said, just a goal, it's just a dream, and timing is everything, but more than that, man, the good blessings from God, man. You know what I'm saying? Just help me be in a situation, and like I say, just run with it and do it. So
it's living proof that certain elements can change your life. Hard work, dedication, devotion, and prayer. And that's why DELVIN is a great part of Urban Amarillo. Thank you, Chef.
Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Love you, brother.
Love you too.